Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to yet another reaction video. If you're new here for the very first time, my name is TMR and over here we talk reactions and reviews. What's goody everyone? How's everyone doing? And now that I got your attention, make sure before you leave you subscribe to the YouTube channel and most definitely make sure you click the notification bell because they do go hand in hand. So therefore every time I drop a new video, you'll be the first one to know it. Hey everyone, thank you so much for clicking on my video. And before we get into this reaction, I want to share something with you guys. Now, if you don't know, you guys, I'm very partial to the military because my father was military. And I have a good sis on here. Her channel name is ARMYprinncess. And her fellow military colleagues and fraternity and sorority sisters and brothers are in the Don't Rush Challenge. You guys, they have created a Don't Rush Challenge on her channel and I saw it and I was so tickled by it, y'all. It was so good. I loved it. I loved it. So, and I do have a lot of fraternity and sorority in my family. So I was like, okay, sis, I see you. So you guys, I'm going to show you a little bit of the Don't Rush Challenge, the military Don't Rush Challenge. So what y'all think? I thought it was really cool. I like the way they did that. And if you guys want to see the rest of it, because there is more to it, make sure you go to the ARMYprinncess channel. I will make sure to leave the channel link down below in the description box. Make sure if you are a person that has, you know, right now everybody doing TikTok and Don't Rush Challenge and all these challenges. What's the other one? I'm a Savage challenge. Everybody doing that. So if you are a person that's participating in that, make sure you hashtag military Don't Rush Challenge. Y'all, we want this to go viral, okay? For our military, you know, we love our military, okay? They are protecting our country. Y'all make sure y'all go over there and check ARMYprinncess out. Make sure you go check that video out, the Don't Rush Challenge. Make sure you also hashtag it. If you're doing anything on social media, make sure you hashtag Don't Rush Challenge. All right, you guys, so let's get into this reaction video. So y'all know we discussed the three moms over here. And right now, y'all, they doing Veda. I got my coffee because y'all know I love my coffee. And right now they're doing Veda. Well, that's vlog every day in April. So Strong Mommy Chrissy put out a video maybe about an hour, 2 hours ago, you guys. I was up and I saw it. And you know what? She titled the video, why she left her son behind and why she lost custody. She really didn't explain the whole custody issue in there. I didn't expect her to because, again, that's private. But she did touch on the fact of why she decided not to move to Colorado and move to Texas. And you know what, you guys, I'm going to say this. Chrissy decided to address the issue because she said a lot of people have been basically harassing her because of this decision that she made to basically, quote unquote, leave her son behind and not relocate back to Colorado because that's where her son is at. If y'all are not familiar with Strong Mommy Chrissy, she is a mother here on the platform. She's a single mom of 9 children, and one of her children, which is her son, one of her sons, is living in Colorado with his dad. So Chrissy said that, you know, she tries to be very transparent here on the platform, and people used something that's very sensitive to her, which is her children, and try to use it as a weapon against her. And you know what? We understand that. We know how people are. We know everybody is not going to agree with you. Everybody's not going to, you know, commend your decisions. And I will say this, you know, my initial thought was, why didn't you go back to Colorado? Yeah, that was my initial thought. But then the more I thought about it, you know, when she initially left Colorado, she left with all 8 of her children. Because at the time, she didn't have the youngest child. She just had her 9th child last year, I believe in August. So when she left, you guys, she initially left with her 8 children. And I don't think she knew that the father was going to try to petition for, you know, full custody. They do share custody. He basically has the child during the school year, and she gets him on breaks and summer breaks and holidays. Of course she didn't, because I would think if she knew that, she probably would have just stayed and, so she could be there with her son. So when she moved to Vegas, you guys, she didn't think that this was going to happen, right? As soon after she got there, you guys, the dad obviously decided to take legal matters into his hands, and he went and got an attorney and to fight to get custody of his son. And ultimately he won. Now, Chrissy has discussed that. She did discuss that, she kind of went into court not knowing, really feeling like who would take a child away from their mother, not knowing that was going to happen, and it did happen, and she went into court unprepared. She didn't have an attorney as the father did. Chrissy also talked about that on her channel. She talked about, I think she also, had a GoFundMe to try to get money up for an attorney. And you know what? I think that's where she went wrong. Like she said, that situation with her child, with all her children, is very sensitive. And I can see her speaking on it because she does show her children from time to time on her channel. And people would have noticed, oh my God. Y'all, I'm right off the top of my head, I can't think of the little boy's name. I believe it's Cash. But, people would have noticed we don't see Cash in the videos. So, of course, she decided, to share it. And probably also for other women who could relate to her, But I think when she started going into the whole, she didn't have an attorney and, and then asking for donations to get an attorney, people got super invested in the story, right? Probably more so the people that donated to that cause, and maybe even the ones who didn't, but people got invested, right? So people started, was like, oh my God, your son. But y'all, look, I don't know Chrissy personally, obviously, but just from what I see on her channel, obviously she loves her children. When she first moved to Vegas, you guys, she didn't move there with the intentions on losing her son, right? Because he went with her initially, right? And once she seen that this was happening, she was already in Vegas, right? She had already paid money to move to Vegas. She was already there. And once the situation started unfolding and she ended up, the judge made his decision for the child to be, put back in, Colorado under the dad's custody, she was already in Vegas, right? And it's obvious, you guys. Chrissy said that she's lived in North Carolina and Colorado. She said she moved back to Colorado when she was in high school. And, she pretty much is from Colorado. And she's probably just grown up and grown out of the city, or where I think she's from Denver. I'm not really sure. And it's understandable. That happens to a lot of us. And I know a lot of people are saying, oh, but that's being selfish. He deserves to be with his siblings. Yes, he does. But the father who took him away from his siblings should also understand that too. At the end of the day, this woman has to live her life, and there are a lot of situations, you guys, and there's probably a lot of you who click on this video that can relate to that, who has children in other cities or other states, and you live in one state and they live in the other. Yes, it's hard. It is harder, but it's not impossible. She does get that child. She did a vlog a few months ago for his birthday. She went there to spend his birthday with him. Of course, all the kids couldn't go because, it costs money. She probably didn't have it like that. But she went and spent the birthday with him, when summers and holidays, he's going to come out and visit. And I know a lot of you are like, well, that's just not the same. But at the end of the day, you guys, if she doesn't want to be in Colorado, you can't force her to be in Colorado. Obviously that's her decision. And hopefully as time goes on, and maybe once she gets established in one place and the father sees that she's grounded, she's established, she's doing well for herself, maybe he'll reconsider and say, you know what? Okay, you can get custody of him back. Again, you guys, I don't know the reason why that man sought custody other than he wanted to be with his child, but obviously, there has to be other reasons, and we don't have to be privileged to that because that's Chrissy's private information. But I just think that topic right there, she really shouldn't even be talking about it, period, on social media, because it just doesn't involve her. it involves other parties. There's, that's a legal issue. And me personally, I wouldn't be addressing it on social media because we can't help her. We're not attorneys. And maybe there is an attorney watching her. I don't know. But for the most part, all of us are not attorneys and we can't help her, with that situation. Just with the whole situation with, the unfortunate events for her having to leave Vegas and going to Texas. I'm pretty sure that that man has been privileged to that information and that might, tarnish some things. So I would advise Chrissy, because if anybody needs to take care of her business, she most definitely has to be the one to take care of it. And I would just refrain from even addressing those issues, talking about those issues, because me personally, I would think it would complicate the situation more. And I would just refrain from talking about it. But, I imagine that was a hard decision for her to make. Should I go back to Colorado? Y'all, she probably just ran its course. Sometimes that happens, y'all. We just run our courses places and we just want to pick up and start anew. She seemed real excited to be in Texas. In that, video when she was talking about being in Texas, she seemed like she's really excited. And I could imagine so, because the time that she was in Vegas, a lot of bad stuff happened to her there. She lost a couple of homes. Her husband left. It was like event after event after event. And I think going to Texas was just something, it was brand new. It was basically her maybe trying to rejuvenate herself, And I know a lot of people think differently. And of course, y'all going to think differently about the situation. We are going to have different opinions. But at the end of the day, I just feel like you can't just nail a person to the cross. You have to understand that people make mistakes. It sounds like Chrissy is trying to learn from that mistake. She did address that in the video. She said she's going to, try really hard to keep herself grounded and rooted in Texas for as long as she needs to be there. She didn't say it directly, but, the decisions that she made prior to, that led to the reasons why she ended up losing her home. She's obviously going to make sure she doesn't make those decisions again or let those events happen to her, and at the end of the day, you can only take her for her words, she's a woman, she's human, she's a mom, and at the end of the day, Chrissy has to understand there's an audience of a lot of moms that watches her, right? And y'all, we all mother differently. Maybe some of the decisions Chrissy makes, you don't make, so you think they're not the right decisions because you don't make them, but that's not necessarily so. Obviously, she has to make the decisions that she has to make for herself in her situation. You know what I'm saying? We're not in her situation, y'all. We just sitting back and watching, and she's privileged us with viewing her life, and she doesn't have to do that. But what I would advise her or anybody else on this platform, very sensitive information, refrain from sharing that with social media, because everybody is not going to have your best interest. Everybody's not going to have the same views, and everybody's not going to root for you, right? Even when you feel like somebody needs to be rooting you on, obviously there's going to be people that want to see your demise, But what I would, Chrissy would have to understand, like, you cannot come on social media and debunk every lie, debunk every story that's said on you or everything that's something you just can't. You're going to waste all your time doing that, sis. You just cannot keep continuing to do that. And I just think Chrissy just needs to keep doing what she's doing and be mindful of the things that she shares on social media, especially the things that she's super sensitive to and she doesn't want to have to address it. Just figure out a way to move around it so you don't have to address it on your channel, right? If you don't talk about it, then there's nothing for people to, of course, people are going to assume. That's just people. People are going to always assume, but that's just what they'll be doing, assuming. I wouldn't just feed people information for them to, create their own beginning and their own ending. I don't know, you guys. I just hope she makes it there. I really do. Maybe being there with, friends, because with her having other mommies around her, very close around her, that can, give her some stimulation to, to do other things. Maybe, I don't know. She'll figure it out, because Chrissy seems like, she seems very resilient. So obviously she would figure it out. One thing I will say about the girl, she knows she will find her a house with a beautiful bathroom. And I just see in the background, I guess that was a shower style, y'all. That bathroom was beautiful. She most definitely, I don't know, do she go in just looking for the bathrooms, y'all? Because she always find the houses with the cutest bathrooms. Okay? Yeah, but y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. You know, again, you guys, I don't know what the whole situation is with her kid's father and her. They have somewhat of a good arrangement with each other where they can communicate. I'm assuming that's the situation, because when she was in Vegas, he was allowing the baby to come out there, because obviously that was in the, you know, whatever court papers they have, that was in the visitation agreement. So hopefully with her moving to Texas, that hasn't strained that situation. Hopefully the father will allow Cash to come out there to, you know, visit with her and the children, because he needs that. You know, at the end of the day, everybody just wants the kids to be happy. I think a lot of what Chrissy hears, obviously a lot of it is negativity, but most of it is people just being concerned because they watch her. Chrissy's been on this platform for what, 10 years? Y'all, she's been on this platform for a long time. So what Chrissy has to understand is, because she has been on this platform for so long, a lot of people are very in tune to her life, right? So a lot of people are going to be very opinionated with the things that she puts out there, because I hear people come to my comments all the time. I've been watching her for 8 years, 5 years, 6 years, you know. So people have been watching Chrissy for a very long time. So people are very in tune with her, you know. So she has to understand that. So when she puts certain information out there, she has to also, you know, be mindful of how she puts it out there, because, you know, again, she will get some of that feedback, and you don't want to always have to be fighting yourself on your channel, or fighting fighting the stories of what you put out on your channel. Now, one thing I will say is, she did say in the video that she decided not to go live. She just wanted to record a video because she wanted to keep, you know, concentrated on her thought. And I'm glad she did that, because I mentioned that in my last video when she went live. The last time she went live, and how she kept getting distracted because people kept, you know, throwing out questions and saying statements and stuff, and she kept getting distracted. And when she would start explaining things, she was over explaining it because people kept throwing other questions. So I'm glad she did decide just to do a video, because here, I'm going to say what I got to say, and that's it. And y'all can figure out the beginning, y'all can figure out the ending, but this is what I got to say. So I'm glad she did that. All right, you guys, I just wanted to come on here because, again, I just wanted to talk with y'all about that video. You know, her situation is relatable. There's a lot of people that can relate to her with her current custody situation with her son. I know a lot of people are frowning on the fact that she didn't decide to go back to Colorado. But you guys, I know she says it's a money thing, the cost of living. But at the end of the day, the cost of living is pretty much the same in Colorado, Vegas, and Texas. It's pretty much the same. I really think it's something deeper of the reason why she doesn't want to go back to Colorado. And again, that's her. That's her. She has to do what makes her feel comfortable. Understandable. She does have to, you know, keep in mind that she has a child there, you know, but she can still be a mother to that child being where she is. I mean, she was a mother to him when she was in Vegas. Nobody was saying anything, but she just didn't, when she lost custody of him and she just didn't uproot and run back to Colorado, nobody said anything then, you know, but because she decided not to stay in Vegas and move to Texas, now everybody got something to say. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just feel like, as long as she keeps the lines of communications open with that father, as long as she keeps Cash involved in whatever events is going on with the family, if they're taking family trips or whatever, when the holidays come and summer break, winter break, as long as he's, you know, in there and he's still, you know, communicating with his siblings and understanding, hey, I'm still a little brother or big brother or whatever, I think everything will be okay. And maybe eventually they can come to some type of amicable agreement, and the father will, you know, eventually let him go back and stay with Chrissy full time. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about the video down in the comments, and we definitely will talk again, sis. I will see you in the next video. Until then, remember, sub what you love. Bye-bye.